I'm going to talk about the game and how they want us to discover all these things. But first, let's seek Amy. Now, yesterday and the day before I was doing a lot of DIY, and I had music playing from YouTube videos all day long. This is YouTube suggestions based on my recent viewing, and I remember seeing somebody, one of these doppelganger videos, telling us who Amy Macdonald was, but I forgot. I thought, was it her? When I saw this screen, what's her name? Well, her name is Amy Lee. And so I thought, well, okay, this is probably her then. Let's look into it. And look at the mascara. The spiritual power of mascara was mentioned in the book of Enoch. I'm not saying it was a fallen angel power or even that Enoch existed, but whoever wrote that book was aware of the spiritual world. So they can change their look. Women can change their looks very easily. I mean, look at this and this. And then this, and this, and these are 5 different women. Well, they're not 5 different women, it's the same one. But makeup just can make you a different person. So can tattoos. Our so-called leaders have got women to destroy their looks with these hideous stains. But these stars don't have tattoos. None of them do. They're too aesthetically tuned in for that. They just have fake tattoos which they hate and which they wash off as soon as they get home. Remember, it's a spiritual war. The powers that be don't harm us physically, but they can get us to harm ourselves. It's always our choice by influencing our spirit, only if we let them. So let me give any women listening a secret about men. They hate tattoos on women, but you can't ask your man about your tattoo because men are now too demasculinized and pathetic to give an honest answer. And women don't ask his view first because they're conditioned to think his view is relevant. But they want to be praised, so when they come home after they've had their tattoos done, they'll find he'll say something positive. And then later he tells his mate he hates it. How pathetic. So you go through lots of photos and then one of each instance just hits you. And it's a spiritual thing, or subconscious, that's the modern term. We're conditioned not to believe the spiritual world doesn't exist, but of course it's all around us. I mean, it's a spiritual thing that this tells me she's the same woman, but it's also helped by the fact she's got exactly the same head. And the chin, there's more flesh to this one. She's not fat, she's just a bit more flesh. Identical nasolabial folds, and they turn at 90 degrees, and where they turn is a cute little dimple. Identical lips, identical nose. They can use a highlight line here, thin line, and also some highlight along the eyes here, and it makes the nose look thinner at the top. And it's an often used trick, and it's massively effective. It looks like 2 different noses, and it's simpler than prosthetics. But they, the top level of secret world government, want us to discover all these things. I said this a while ago, I've probably said it a few times. Clues like Amy for both instances. I know an NPC sheep will say, well, so you think everybody called Amy is the same person? This one's a bit more involved. This is from a previous video of mine. Chantal and Paris are both French names, and they both have surnames beginning H and ending ton. So they're putting their clues out for us to discover it. Otherwise they wouldn't bother. It's not their little joke. It's actually for us. And I also put clues in occult rubbish. This is from my first video. I don't think it means as much as I did then, but it obviously means something. All of them doing the same devil signs. But occult only has pretend power. Really, it's a joke. Its only power is to pretend to us that it has meaning, to mess with us as part of this sick game. A game we probably agreed to play before we entered this realm. So we're supposed to argue about all this with each other. And we tell the NPC sheep and say, look, these Amy's are the same women. And the sheep then have a glitch in their matrix and look stunned as the truth tries to penetrate their fear-lined defences. And they don't say anything, a threat to their worldview. But then after a second they return to their cowardly comfort and say we're idiots. And we get annoyed. And they get annoyed. But it's all part of the game. They are telling us everything. But they're not telling everybody, are they? They're not telling the NPC sheep, at least not yet. So we shouldn't care what the sheep think either. Unfortunately, most conspiracists suffer from their knowledge. Because they've got things wrong. A little knowledge is a bad thing. We've just got to come out the other side and laugh too. It is a laugh. I feel blessed. It is a blessing to receive information. Some information at least. You should too.
If you seek Amy. Doesn't make any sense, does it?